What is going on with Julian Edelman's suspension? Also, an NFL great has more cancer surgery. That and more, so stay tuned.
Welcome to The Sports Perspective, an American football fancast about the New England Patriots and also news from around the league. Here is your host, Roy.
What a week it has been, everybody. It's been a long week since the last time we talked. I had a great weekend this past weekend, did a lot of grilling that time of year. I'm able to do some grilling now. Also went to a reptile show in New Hampshire. Also, we also went to a awesome barbecue joint. Now let me tell you, if you love barbecue, this is the place to be. This is the first place that I will say was an amazing barbecue joint, and it's in New Hampshire. Go figure. The place is called KC's Rib Shack. KC Rib Shack. And no, I am not being paid by them to say this, but so far, it's one of the best barbecue places I have been to by far. And if you want to check them out, I'm going to give them a little shop here. www.ribshack.net. Check them out. Yes, Rib Shack is one word. Please check them out. And tell them I sent you. What the hell? Maybe someday they will pay me. You never know. But let's get into this Julian Edelman stuff. He's actually going to fight his 4-game suspension. Did any of us really expect anything different? No. No, we didn't. And it's a good thing he's going to fight it. I believe he should fight it. He should. Now, is he going to be suspended? Who knows? Chances are he's going to be suspended. But you never know. But if you look at it, they say that he gets suspended for a banned substance, but they don't know what it is. What are you suspending him for? That is pretty asinine in my book. So the drug wasn't recognized. You don't know what it is, but you're suspending him. Shouldn't you know what the drug is before you're suspending somebody? Or anybody, for that matter? Just saying. You should probably know what's going on. And then now it also comes out that Edelman and other people are saying that the NFL made mistakes. They made mistakes with the test and the test results and how they were handled and all this good stuff. So this is going to be a lot of drama. It could be a long process. Could it be as long as the whole Brady thing? Possibly. He'll probably get suspended, I'm sure, at some point. I don't see it being overturned. Maybe they get it knocked down. I mean, unless it's something really egregious that they really just totally messed up the situation and the handling. I mean, can you imagine that? If they totally screwed that up, then maybe I can see it happening. Can you imagine that, though? Think about this for a minute. Let's go back to the whole, they don't know what he gets suspended for. And that's one thing I can't wrap my head around. All right, so you're some schmuck off the street. You get pulled over by the cops. The cop says to you, hey, you're going to jail. But we don't know why you're going to jail. But you're going to jail. Yeah, I know. It's happened to black people for a million years. I get that. And yes, I am black, just so you know, so I can say that. Anyway, at this point, Edelman's suspended for the first 4 games, which just sounds so ridiculous when they don't even know what the drug was. And I understand that there's a precedent with the Oakland Raiders or LA Raiders or whatever the hell they were at the time. I get that. But really? If you're going to suspend him, great. But at least know why you're suspending him. Know what's going on. Now, at this point, if the 4-game gets upheld, Edelman's first game won't be until October 4th against the Colts. Great. So you could lose him for 4 games. And you don't even know why. Don't even know what the drug was. The only good news is, despite what happens, he can at least take part in training camp and play in all the preseason games. So at least he's not missing out on a lot of the stuff. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So, but let's hope this gets resolved quickly, and maybe he gets thrown out and he's able to play every game. Who knows? Time will tell. Now, Malcolm Mitchell. Yes, Malcolm Mitchell. He's a wide receiver for the Patriots. He missed all of last season with a right knee injury. This could be a big, big year for him. But the scary part is he's had knee injuries in the past, and that's how he slid down to the Patriots in the middle rounds. And when he's been healthy with the Patriots, he's played extremely well. Very well. He's coming into his third year. I like this kid. He's quick. He can catch the ball. He's a player. The problem is his knees don't stay healthy. Will they be healthy for this camp? Will they ever be healthy again? That could decide his future. This could be a big season for him on whether he stays with the Patriots or not. And it'll be a shame if for some reason he couldn't stick around because he's having knee issues. That would be horrible. I like this kid. I really do. He can play. And he could end up being a big-time player for the Patriots in the future. You look at our receiver core. Yeah, we have some good players, but they're all getting older. We don't have any young, budding stars. And I'm not saying he would be a superstar, but he has potential to be a really good receiver. Big-time player. So let's hope that he gets healed. The knee heals, and he has a nice long career here, because if he can have a long career here, he's going to be an all-time great. I said it here first. If he can get over the hump with his knee injuries, he could be an all-time great. And speaking of all-time greats, a future all-time great, Isaiah Wynn, the rookie, has signed his rookie contract with the Patriots. It's a 4-year deal with a team option on the 5th year. So it's good. Now, with the 23rd overall pick signed, the only unsigned player is Sony Michel. Man, I cannot wait to see these guys on the field. It's going to be fun to watch the Georgia Bulldogs just roll people over. And think about it. Can you imagine? They become great household names. They both played in Georgia. Bulldogs. Maybe we can get our own dog pound. The Foxborough Dog Pound. The Foxborough Pound. Have a little section. Little bulldog masks. People howling at the opposing players. Growling at them. That'd be pretty funny. I'd do that. I'd get a mask and start growling at people. Yeah, it's not very good, is it? Yeah, well, maybe not then. And I saw today that Sammy Morris, running back Sammy Morris, he's a former running back for the Patriots. He's just been named a running back special teams coach at Dean College in Franklin, Mass. Steve Terrell says he's the head coach of Dean College. He says that Sammy Morris's knowledge and experience will make an immediate impact on the coaching staff and student athletes. That's cool. Good for Sammy Morris. I liked him as a running back when he played here. He was a good little running back. And in case you're wondering, Sammy Morris, he played at Texas Tech. He was drafted by Buffalo in the 5th round. In, I think, 2000 draft. 2001. And he also played for teams like the Dolphins, the Cowboys. But he played for the Patriots. And it's cool to see former players giving back and staying in the area. I mean, he's been living in Massachusetts, which is kind of cool. I like hearing about former players staying in Massachusetts when they retired. That's kind of cool. Okay, people. Time for some NFL quick picks. So a little news here on Buffalo's great Jim Kelly. Now, I don't know if you've heard, Jim Kelly, who's 58 years old, who had 12-hour neck surgery and throat surgery and jaw surgery, more likely actually, in March to remove oral cancer and to reconstruct his upper jaw. Had to have more surgery yesterday. And he had 5 implants inserted. He had them inserted in his new bone in his upper jaw. That sounds painful. And the man who's had cancer since 2013, he's had several treatments and was finally declared cancer-free in 2016. But the cancer came back earlier this year, causing more surgery. And it's so sad to see. Big fan of Jim Kelly. You know, Buffalo, they were a big rival for the Patriots. And I've always loved and feared Jim Kelly. He was a great quarterback. And I know he lost 4 Super Bowls, blah, blah, blah. I get that. I understand that. But if you can go on YouTube and pull up some highlights of the USFL, he was a great player. Great player. Awesome quarterback. From all accounts, a great guy. You know, you see him on the news post-surgery. It has to pull on your heartstrings. You know, I wish Jim Kelly and his family nothing but prayers and well wishes. Hope he heals soon. Hope he's cancer-free for life, rest of his life. The man deserves it. Great, great man. Now, from a great man to a moron, Jameis Winston. God. Dude's going to be suspended for violating the league's personal conduct policy. What did he do, you ask? What did he do? He's going to be suspended for allegedly groping a female Uber driver. This happened in Arizona in 2016. Though no police report was ever filed, the NFL began an investigation in 2017 of November. Now, Winston, for his whole thing, has denied the incident ever happened. And he released a statement, and I'm going to paraphrase. The story is false, and I believe that the driver was confused. Why were they confused? Confused as to the number of passengers in the car. Okay, that makes no sense. And who was sitting next to her. And he also goes on to say, he doesn't want to get into a battle with the driver. Because maybe you did it and don't get caught. I don't know. He says he regrets the incident. And he said if his demeanor or presence made her uncomfortable in any way, he regrets that also. What? All I'm going to say is crazy, crazy, crazy. Dude, you can't put yourself in those situations. Why are you climbing in a car with a bunch of people? You're a freaking NFL football player. Get several Ubers. Rent a car. Stop being a dink. He does stupid things. You look at his past, he does stupid things. Shoplifting, stealing. It's like, dude, grow up. His checkered past is going to get old. And you can't keep getting into trouble. You just can't do it. You know, I hope it's not true, but I fear that it probably is, because he does stupid things. And we all know stupid people do stupid things. Yeah, and speaking of stupid people, this guy's really not stupid, but I'm not a big fan. Tony Romo. Tony Romo. I'm not a Tony Romo guy. Expect next season to be on his case all season long. I just don't like the way he does some things. But anyway, we'll get into that later during the season. He is saying the Packers are the team to beat this NFL season. And he's saying that if their defensive backfield pans out, that they could have a great, great season. He said this after wrapping up his annual football camp in Burlington, Wisconsin. Convenient. He said, along with a reinforced offensive line and an old school Jimmy Graham, who is going to be a big deal, he says, I believe the Packers will be better. Jimmy Graham makes the Packers better. I didn't think Jimmy Graham had a great season last year. No, I'm not saying he can't get better, but I think it's been a few years since we've seen the Jimmy Graham from 5 years ago. I want to see him play with the Packers before I start saying, yep, he's back. Jimmy Graham is the man again. I really don't think he looked great in Seattle. Could it be the type of offense? Sure. Could he have been injured? Sure. I don't know. I do know this season Green Bay is going to be healthy. So that'll make a big difference for Green Bay. Get healthy players back. And that improves their chances right away. Rodgers, especially being healthy, being strong, makes your team a lot better. And I'm not a Romo guy. I'm not a Romo fan. He just annoys me. So I'm being a little biased when I say that he's an idiot for this comment. I do agree the Packers will be better because Rodgers will be healthy. Super Bowl better? I don't know. Time will tell. We'll have to wait and see on that. And how about Jalen Ramsey? Jalen Ramsey. He plays for Jacksonville. He says Garoppolo isn't a top 100 worthy player yet. Duh. Of course he's not. I think he definitely needs to play a few seasons to prove that he deserves to even be around 100. This is me talking, by the way. I believe he needs to play a full season, and I want to see him play teams several times, meaning when he plays teams in his division the first time, if he lights them up, I want to see how he plays after they make adjustments. Because that's huge. Teams will adjust to you, and how do you adjust back? You say, let alone the beating, the wear and tear it takes on your body for a whole entire season. So no. Garoppolo isn't top 100 worthy yet. Could he be someday? You betcha. Is he right now? Hell no. Hell no. And here's a little interesting story from Mr. Mike Lombardi. Who is this, you say? This man worked for Bill Walsh, Al Davis, and Bill Belichick. And he works for the football networks. He does football previews. Real smart guy. Well, he wrote a book. And he's offering a peek into his view of what it takes to build a team into a champion. Now, this book sounds really interesting. I'm looking forward to this. And can you imagine us getting more insight into behind the scenes of the Patriots organization? How does Belichick feel about that? You know, him releasing some insight into how the teams run, what they do. Now, this book is definitely going to be a bestseller. You guys should pick up this book. And no, I'm not being paid by Lombardi to say this, but you should pick up this book when you find out. I don't know the name of it yet, but when I find out, I will let you all know. That's going to be very interesting. Cannot wait for that. All right, kids. That's the show for today. If you are listening on Spreaker, like and subscribe. Apple Podcast, please subscribe, rate, and review. It gets the show noticed. And if you have any questions, comments, or just want to give your perspective on what was discussed, you can hit me up on Facebook at Roy Brady. Email sportsperspective17@gmail.com. Twitter, Roy Brady Jr. And on that note, everybody, you have a good week.